Welcome to the channel. Today we will talk about how our fellows allocated schools in the Teach for India Fellowship Program. This is part 5 of a series of Teach for India videos that I've created on my channel, where I discuss various aspects of the TFI with current cohort members coming in and answering some of the most popularly asked questions. I have previously created these 4 videos on the onboarding process, COVID-19 experience, day in the life of a fellow, and whether English language is mandatory or not in the first 4 parts of the series. I also want to give out a disclaimer that the views expressed by guests are their own and the content of this video is not sponsored in any way. I have already created a video on what the Teach for India program is about. In case you haven't watched that, I'm attaching the link here, and please consider looking at that before diving into the Q&A videos now. So, and also if you do find this video helpful, please consider subscribing. And on that note, let's get started.
Hi, I am Shivam Bhatnagar. I am an economics graduate. I completed my graduation from Kirodimal College of Delhi University. I graduated last year, and that was the year I applied for Teach for India Fellowship in my final semester. I joined TFI amidst the pandemic in July of 2020. So that's just a very brief introduction about myself. What got me into TFI? So I think I chose TFI because I'm quite passionate about development aspects and policy interventions basically, and how they trickle down to the masses. So I thought that Teach for India will be a perfect opportunity for me to provide that experience at the grassroots levels and basically see how things work at the grassroots and how it's impacting the people. And I also thought that it will give me a lot more clarity about the education system in India and the ed inequity that we face.
So what are the different schools that are assigned to fellows? And I read it on the website that you have government schools, low-income private schools. So could you share a little more about the kind of schools and the kind of challenges they face
there? Sure. So my perspective would be very much in terms of Delhi, because that's where I placed. And again, this is just a disclaimer that I am not being endorsed by TFI. It's just my personal narrative, how things happen, because I have not been a part of the recruitment process or the placement process or with the city teams. I have not worked with that. So this is my best guess, my personal narrative, that the school placements, yeah, exactly, they are solely based at the discretion of the city team. So they took your preferences about in which cluster you want to work with. There are different clusters within each city, and you can choose with which you want to work with. And of course, they will match with the needs of the schools and the community, like what they require. If they require a secondary fellow or a primary fellow, do they require, some schools have only female teachers, so they will give preferences only to female candidates over there. So it's very meticulously designed in that sense that they match your qualifications as well, how much qualified you are, or if you have done your graduation in a very particular subject and you will be able to contribute more. So it's a very rigorous process that they go through after taking in your preferences. So of course they try best to give you the school that is not too far that you have to spend too much time in commuting. So your personal preferences are of course met, but at times you might not get the grades that you want to teach or the subject that you wish to teach. So that's upon the sole discretion of the city placement team.
Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel so that I can bring to you more content, not just for TFI, but other courses and fellowship programs in the country. All the best and see you in the next one.